And you know what you're doing now, don't you?
I know.
I can't afford any mess ups. I'm desperate here.
I know what we're going to do. What the hell's this?
Nobody move. This is a robbery.
You've got to be kidding me.
This is a gun!
I can see that.
And I know how to use it.
I very much doubt it.
Shh, don't do anything silly.
That's not a gun. This is a gun.
I suggest you leave this one to Frankie Fraser.
I don't think so. I think I have the upper hand.
How'd you work that out?
She knows your name. So, I suggest, Mr. Fraser, you leave this one to me.
I was being sarcastic. Frankie Fraser was a famous armed robber from the 60s. And if you don't take that gun out me face, Mr. Wheeler, I'll take it off you and I'll put it in a very dark place.
It gets better by the minute.
How do you know my name?
It was all over the newspapers. Beechwood man loses winning lottery ticket.
Best you piss off and leave this to professionals.
Mr. Wheeler, what are you doing here?
This is all I need.
What's with the gun?
It's not a real gun, Kim.
Why, you've got it.
I needed the money.
Well, what for?
You know I lost my lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Well, I went on a spending spree before I realised.
Well, isn't this a bit close to home?
I was going to go to Walsall.
But
I ran out of petrol.
Now, why doesn't that surprise me?
It gets worse. Frankie Fraser's long-lost brother there got here before me.
Mr. Baxter!
Hello, Kim.
You know him as well?
What are you doing here?
I promised to do a favour for Cassie.
Well, what sort of favour?
She needed someone to hold up the post office.
Jesus. Another criminal mastermind bites the dust.
Why did you want someone to rob you?
I'm struggling to make ends meet.
Is this about my university fees?
I thought I could manage, but I couldn't.
I could have helped.
The boss always says, you know, if someone comes in and tries to rob you, don't try to be any kind of hero. And I just thought, well, I was desperate.
And when you get desperate, you end up doing desperate things.
Amen to that.
I still want to know how you two losers know my daughter.
She's your daughter.
Mr. Wheeler is the caretaker at my old school.
I quit that job when I thought I'd won the lottery.
And Mr. Baxter was a night model at my night school. But I guess that didn't pay very well.
Couldn't get the gigs.
You should just all be ashamed of yourselves.
I'm sorry, love.
I'm sorry.
Don't you think you're a bit too old for this kind of thing anyway?
Yeah.
This is a robbery. Any of you motherfuckers move, and I'll shoot the fucking lot of you.
So, Mr. Fraser, I suggest you leave this one. She knows your name.
What is she doing?
Okay.
Shop's not open today.
Sorry, love, I
Right, okay. You need to lock it down.
Told you.
Did she not notice the big camera and the gun in his hand? She's just oblivious.
Sorry, love, this is a robbery.
Mr. Wheeler, what are you doing here?
Sorry,
Close,
close, love, making the film.
I only wanted a book. Okay.
Stand where you were.
What sort of favour?
She wanted me to.
Go from the top again, you know.
I don't believe this, Paul. I give up.
Jinx.
I was doing it before like
Guns
this.
fell apart.
I know. It was like that before.
This is a robbery. None of you fucking mother... I don't believe this,
Just
Paul.
from the back. From the back.
This is a robbery. Any of you motherfuckers move, and I'll shoot the fucking lot of you.